been 100 days since the military coup in Myanmar. Since then, mass protests have been held across the country, thousands of people arrested and hundreds killed. The descent to the army takeover may not be as visible today as it was in the early days, but resistance is still clear and ethnic armed groups have joined in the effort. To take a look at where things stand today, we're joined by France 24's Cyril Payen. Cyril, firstly, when it comes to that resistance, some say, in fact, it's actually gaining in strength. What can you tell us?
Well, it's actually radicalizing, maybe not in size, but the gap between the military and the pro-democracy movements, the dissents in general, is really regenerating itself every day with a lot of inventivity, with the guerrilla style, as they say, of demonstrating. So we don't have the mass demonstrations as we have and the first footage we had in a few days after the coup, indeed, but they are really reorganizing themselves, radicalizing themselves. There is no social medias, no more internet, so they print some clandestine newspapers, for example, Springtime newspaper, which is just spreading all over the country. So in a way, it's smaller, but it's gaining a lot of momentum against the junta.
Now, over the last 100 days, there's been reports of heavy fighting in certain states like Karen State, where we have a large armed ethnic group. Can you give us an idea about the fighting in those situations and who indeed has the upper hand?
Well, for the first time since the coup, the military is opposed to some people who have the weapons. And the weapons are in the hands of Kachin, Karen in the east, Kachin in the north. But a small numbers also, smaller guerrillas, would just form an alliance to combat and fighting and now attacking military posts, remote, but more important also. But the important thing is they're also gaining a lot of ground, especially in the battlefields in the north and the east. But they also are training hundreds of people, refugees from the big cities like Yangon or Naypyidaw. And they are actually training the new People Defense Army, which will be the military wing of the parallel government, as we may say. So as a whole, it's really getting organized, and we can see inside the resistance lots of more attacks, bombings, unknown, totally anonymous, but on military bases in remote places. So it looks like something is organizing itself. And again, the gap between the two sides is wider and wider every day. And
are various ethnic groups then coming together in this one push against the military?
It's really federal, very inclusive, and the Burmans, which is the main ethnics in Myanmar, are really getting organized by the ethnicity, the Kachin, the Talong, the Karenni, the Karen, and they look like they are trying to form something very inclusive for the first time in the Myanmar history.
Now, Aung San Suu Kyi, detained, of course, since February 1st, she's expected to make a court appearance this month. What's at stake for her and indeed the thousands of others that have been detained?
Well, she has been accused of dozens, if more, to come of charges, which are quite surrealistic from some. But she's got the aim of the government or the junta is very clearly to destroy what she has been building through the decades with the National League for Democracy. I'm recalling that all the MPs are under arrest or disappeared or just vanished or refugees, and she probably won't ever go outside, even if she's making for the first time not internet appearance against the court on 24 May, but she won't be out. Maybe it will be an opportunity for her to speak out, at least on the 24th, but we don't have much to expect from this kind of justice.
And the thousands of other political prisoners are likely to have the same fate?
Absolutely. This is the same which is happening every day.
Okay, Cyril Payen, thanks for bringing us up to date as we mark 100 days now since that military coup in Myanmar.